What a beautiful day.
Yes, well, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk together. I'm an associate professor here in the School of Business, also in the School of Medicine, and I work across both of these areas to figure out how can we solve big interdisciplinary problems using technology and do it in an ethical way. And so, for example, one of the things that I'm working on with colleagues at the School of Medicine is how do we apply AI to early detection and diagnosis of diseases. And I think this is something that is very much in line with our spirit of Pro Humanitate, contributing to society in a very positive way. And so I'm excited about that intersection, and this is a unique place to be able to do that.
How did you get interested in this particular focus for your career?
It's been a long journey. The short version of that journey is I'm a former software entrepreneur. I worked in the early days of speech recognition technology around artificial intelligence, machine learning, and actually started a company doing very early version of voice assistants. And I decided that so many people had helped me along the way of being an entrepreneur that I wanted to give back. So I went back and did my PhD and now in academia. And the exciting thing is those technologies that we worked on 25 years ago that were very basic are now almost reliable enough and almost accurate enough to be able to use in the medical field. So we've, in a way, kind of come full circle. So these things we've been working on for a long time are now possible to take into new areas. What really ignited my passion in engineering and technology was my earlier love of reading and science fiction. And I think it captured my imagination and made me want to try to build and invent things. And I think it also gave me a deep appreciation for literature and how we can learn ideas from other areas and also communicate those to others.
I love how literature really inspired you. I think that's reflected in so many aspects of everything we do at the university. So I love hearing that about your background. How do you take all that into the classroom when you're thinking about your students?
If people ask me what the secret to success is, my short answer is the secret to success is failure. Most of the things you try, and you know from your own experimental work, most experiments may not work. So I think it's being willing to take the risk and being willing to embrace failure and learn from failure. And the way we try to make that possible is through experiential learning, and we do simulations. So for example, with my MBA students, I have my MBA students run a simulated medical devices company for 8 weeks as part of the course. And so they get to be the CEO and the management team, make the decisions about the product and the technology, and then I bring in Wake Forest alumni who serve as a board of directors for the company and evaluate their performance. So that's a real world experience running a simulated company, and they can succeed or fail, but they can learn in a safe space.
I love that aspect of having a real board of directors, though, right?
Yes, and this is where our fantastic group of alumni we have at Wake Forest is really essential. They're part of the classroom experience. So we have executives and industry leaders from a range of different areas that come to Charlotte, come to Winston-Salem in our program and help us with coaching and guiding the students.
How does this impact really the atmosphere in the classroom? I'm really interested in that too.
In a way, for the future careers for our students, we're preparing them for industries that haven't been created yet, in companies that haven't been founded yet. Having come from industry, I also do case study research on interesting companies around the world. I write my own cases to use with the students. So I think that's another way to bring that knowledge to the classroom and really engage the students.
It's almost experiential for them to be able to read those case studies and engage with you on them. That's amazing. Doing those case studies, thinking about those companies and how our students will go out into the world, how do you see your work impacting society?
One of the things that I have been really focused on has been work on innovation policy, particularly at the national level. So I'm part of a group through the National Academy of Sciences. We're working with NASA. And so we're evaluating the small business research and development funding programs that NASA has. And this is an exciting time to be doing this because the privatization of space is a big area for the future. And in fact, we have companies here and we have parts of Wake Forest that are sending experiments into space. This is a reality for us down on Earth.
The Regenerative Medicine
Yes.
Institute, for
Yes,
example.
Dr. Atala
Yes.
and the team at W Firm
Right.
has experiments going to space. So what I've been doing is working with other researchers around the country to analyze how to improve the effectiveness of these R&D programs. This is a chance to harness the power of American innovation, American small business to build the future. With Wake Forest, what we have that's unique is that we bring all these different specialties together in one place. Very few places can do that and do it as well as we do. And I think that's what's so exciting about being a faculty member here at this university.
And I have learned so much from you today on this walk. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
And thank you as well. I really appreciate your vision and leadership for the university. It makes this a fun, exciting place to work. And I'm so thrilled about the future of where we're going at Wake Forest.